Hey guys, it is me. Try to stick around. Just going to do a quickie here and I'm going to show you a few things right here. And then I'm going to take you to a spot, excuse me, where you got to try to just take your mind along the journey with me. And we're going to watch this video. But before we get there, over just 2 minutes, I'm going to just talk about a couple of things. So come over to my community page here. I think you kind of hit that little circle emblem of me. Excuse me here for a moment. Anyways, and it opens up to something like this. You come over here and you hit community page, and then you go like this and you scroll and you see what I'm up to. Right here, I'm kind of bragging. I am saying, look at the, like, this part, you know, subscribers, and I got 45% of the viewers are unsubscribed. And look at what my thumbs up rate is this last 28 days, 97%. You gotta realize that that's pretty good. Don't be fooled any longer. Oh yeah, so right here I'm saying a little thing. Look at that bear looking at the guy with the gun. There's more of a little bit of a, that's once I was about into this for a couple of years. Came up with that design. Here they think this is some kind of a carving, like, I can't remember, but maybe tens of thousands of years old or something, of a lion. That's all they have of it, where they think that looks like a leg and a belly, so they're good with it. Anyways, what I am trying to show to you, you see all these markings in here? I have in much of my pieces the very similar, because look at how light they are in this realm of it too, right? So realize there's some character in those marks. Here, I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. I don't know. I'm not an American. I'm a North American. I'm a Canadian. I'm up here. But what I am saying to you is, in the first part of the comment, I changed it a little bit. Does anyone understand cracks in the infrastructure issues on the roads, building foundations, concretes, and so on and so forth? That's what this guy is actually talking about at that moment by talking about, you know, whatever he's saying. I say kind of there and whatever. I didn't, you know, it is what it is. What I'm saying here is no support for either president. But this is when Trump was leaving the White House. He just got on the helicopter, I believe, there. And I'm pointing out this tree. You see this big tree right here? I'm pointing out that tree on the left, more so here, over here. And I'm pointing out to you guys that it has its bark stripped from itself. It has been raped, like I did a video. If you punch in Tin Man and something like raped tree, it should come up. It's going to have quite a few counts, so it's going to be my higher counters. But I was talking about it years ago, and here we got this going on. What he's talking about, the infrastructure falling apart. He's talking about all the concrete and asphalt damage mostly, trust me on that. And yeah, they're clueless to it, those two guys. Here's this, me just showing you, look at that deepness in there. Like, can you tell, like, we're microscopic? Like, your eyes would not be picking up on any of this stuff here. So imagine how big this cut is right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go deep into this right now. And here's the video. Please research it. Take some time and just watch and watch. Put it on a slower mode.
So I'm sitting here about 10 minutes in. Wow, I got like cramp up and down my leg. This water looks like apple juice right now.
And here, kind of really bummed out. Got my macro lens on. I already did this video, so I'm doing it again. Are we going to listen to it? Yes, we are. We got a super fine claw mark. I did it so good last time. See, I see the super fine claw mark there. And then I forget about it, and I go to the duty of that little guy who clawed that. That is not a bird. If you really got into studying it, it's most likely clawed on this side and clawed on that side, like removed. So a double swiping, so on and so forth. They're foragers of minerals. Trees are minerals. There's all these sap and different things that are running through this tree. They got all their own biology of mixes by all these mosses that we will be looking at as it's the side scope, and we're actually looking through these little valleys. And imagine yourself the size of an ant standing in that valley, and maybe you want to work on it with your tool, and you're doing that, and you're cutting away at the sap and so on and so forth. Take your plate, take yourself to that place, and enjoy this ride, please.
Okay, so where am I? Where are you, girlfriend? There we are, this one right here. So this would be what I think would probably be the exiting side.
But at the same time, I want you guys to realize something one more time here. Oops. See my red dot? See how it's going along that line? See how it's going on that line there? And now it's pointing out a whole bunch of other little line things just to bring your eyes to different variations of lines. Like I'm telling you, if your brain really computes all this, it realizes that it's at least some kind of damage to the tree. When these big things are babies, they are soft and gentle. So are we. And then we get only our roughness, however we get our roughness. Trees that you can go sit beside for days and camp, and you could stay there the whole year. And there's hardly any damage done to you, but then the tree is got broken this and cracked this and all that. Just pay attention and open your mind to that depth. And I'm going to shush up.
I can't tell for sure. Pretty fine. I'll give you an overall here with the macro lens. And then you can see the scraping. So I'm almost thinking this is the fine scraping they're doing now. So I'm going to zoom in now. Come into the fine. So this is their fine scraping. So this would be just their claw. Just go in there. It's like, say, if you were trenching and you had a big puddle up here, you want to get to the lower level. So you just scrape along the surface, make it come. Follow the little hills and stuff. And then at a certain point, you might have to actually start making your ditch. Where are we here? Sorry about that, but I'm back into the game here. Coordination's off. There we go, I think I'm here. Okay, so hence the ditch. So what I'm saying is, whoever came along, whichever's going on here, came along, and then their claw, or their shovel, they decided to, like you would be pushing your shovel in deeper to get a deeper trench here now. Basically, they went in with their deeper claw now. It makes it less obvious for some reason to us, and they know that. So they just do little wounds here and there. Trying to get the ground surface of it where I can there too. This is a lot of strain videotaping for myself in this position. So, and I just finished doing it. I wasn't smart, didn't give myself another break. I like the sunlight where it's at. So here we are. Come back a bit. Camera's acting up. And here's the exit again. And then it would have just bounced along a little bit or something like that. I'm just going to go right over here, and I think this is where there's another big... Where is it? Oh, there it is here. Another big one. I think this is a lot bigger of a trench. Could be done at the same time or a different time, and I'm just wondering if they've reworked it at all. Down in there.
the guidance.
You can see any kind of evidence of claw, any kind of evidence of venom.
This is 3 years old. That's why I said venom.
You know? Venom would, like, is that another one of their marks just there? Is that how skinny they're getting their marks in there? Or is that the tree really stretching there? Like, I'm not seeing very well for sure what I'm seeing until I look at it at a big screen.
See the sap pouches? A lot of sap in it. Look at that chunk of sap right there. As it can nod on.
Back up a bit here.
Nod out a bit.
Oops, my focus is over here. Okay, do that.
Smell it in your finger.
Okay, basically I'm right here. I'm just going to, whoops. Sorry about that, guys. It's like I locked a focus on or something. I don't know what I was saying. Here we go, that's it then. This is the last of it.
To me, that is so deep. We have discovered the dreams before the human. We have discovered so
Looking for
many-
score marks. These are the 2 marks. This is the little one we're looking at, and this is the larger one we're looking at. So guys, thanks for hanging in there.
Try to get
Okay, so you probably heard of REM sleep. REM sleep is the third phase of sleep.
do whatever it takes to try to really get on the my information bandwagon. Here I am at the President's grounds again. I'm trying to convince you guys to understand that what we see for a huge mess of trees, when I was growing up, we didn't do that very much. The pruner guys would take care of them properly. But now the masses of trees are so out of our control, we don't understand what they do. So we don't really strip out what we used to think was this hyper growing in the trees that we called this, like sap growth, sucker branches and different things like this. And so I'm just pointing that out there. There's an older one of those. Father and daughter time. She's coming to meet where I was just hanging out. That's my oldest daughter. And then I'm trying to point out, see the growth of that tree is a speed. And you can kind of see the 2 difference in the tree, right? So I'm trying to get you to study trees. Here we get to see, you might not want to agree with it. You're just going, your mind might just want to say, no, that's a whole bunch of just clumps of whatever. Well, I'm telling you that you're making up that there's clumps of whatever there. And I'm telling you that's a clump of them. That's all. That's all that I'm telling you. And there's a few in there, and there's a few down there, one there, and there's a number of them in here. And these guys like to do this positioning that's called, that I have kind of labeled it as totem piles. You know, because to me it's obvious. And right here, there might even be a little action right there beside my red button in there. Here's a little pile of them, and if we could kind of push that up out of the way, you try to just see what you kind of see in there. You try to make out, like, is that 2 eyes? Is that 2 eyes? Is this 2 eyes? Is that an eye? Is that an eye? Like, what's going on? Can you end up breaking down to a face? You know, is this a nose? Is it an elbow? Is it whatever? And if you want to walk away from it, you do walk away. If not, there it is again right there for you to be able to study differently than how my pixelation has made it all bad here, okay? And that's part of the reason why I do it right here. And if you really get into it, you get to realize that this is is much closer than the log behind it. Through the 3 different pictures, you get to realize these things, and you study how you study, and you use your skills and so on and so forth how you do, and you increase your skills how you do. And as I do too, I took a picture here because I know they're in this kind of a mess right down there and up higher in the tree, and maybe over here and stuff. Maybe even a little higher in that tree. They're across the road there. I'm trying to get people to realize how much they do have to do with the bark of trees, and when you go out there and see it, then you get to really understand it. And here they are. This is in one situation where I was doing some videotaping of some bears, and up in the tree, those guys were here, and they did a big highlighting flash, and if you really got into all the video and stuff, all this black mark there would come into your thoughts and stuff. You'd end up realizing that color, that light flashing glowing thing, is very close compared to the relevance of anything else. What do I do here? No, I'm not going to be in my place anymore. But yeah, so that's that. There we are live. Well, let's see if anybody's watching. This one watching. Cool, thank you. And yeah. Oh, 4:50. I gotta pick up a junior of mine. He's relying on his dad for a little bit. Peace out. Cheers. Thank you for coming by, and I appreciate everybody. How do I do this? Forgetting how to.
Road's closed.
Is that the law?
Now.
Oh yeah. Peace out. Oh. All I see is a pause live. I'm not seeing something here, am I? And now it is unpaused. This is kind of trippy because I'm not seeing how I shut this thing down. I thought it was always just obvious. Should be this. Nope. Nope. Well, that's just the me part. Well, I gotta get going, so I guess I'm just gonna have to shut her down completely. Cheers, guys. Gonna have to do this fast or something.